actually going to finally have a theme to it. I'm planning on showing you guys all of my different like spiritual routines. That was something that I heard from you on TikTok that you're interested in seeing. You want to see more of like my spiritual practices and the things that I do every day. The full moon in Taurus is tomorrow, the first time since 1944 that we have a blue moon on Halloween. And a blue moon just means that this is the second full moon in this month. We had a full moon at the start of the month. It was around October 1st, but we have our second full moon, so it's a blue moon, which is where the phrase like once in a blue moon comes from, because it only happens like every so often. I think our last blue moon was in 2018. I am by no means an expert when it comes to the moon or astrology or anything like that, but I am pretty witchy, so I like to charge my crystals under the full moon, do some rituals, do some celebrating. So yeah, Stephanie and Melissa are going to come over tonight to do that with me, and I will show you what we do, and then we'll go from there. The ladies are here.
I don't even know what it's called. Oh my God.
Stephanie made some vegan chili. If you can see this, it's super yummy. So we're having dinner, then we're gonna go outside and do some witchy things. Woo! Woo! Cheers! Woo! Celebrate! Am I the only one drinking this? I'm gonna have some. Woo!
That's okay.
Oh, Lexi. Oh my God.
Here, and this one was like,
Oh, Lexi.
You're gonna have your debut on the vlog.
Vlog. Say it with me. Vlog. Cappuccino, Good morning. I left all of my stuff clearly just out here. I actually haven't put my crystals out under the full moon in quite some time. I used to do it like really regularly. And then I just started believing more in my own power and my own intention, or the power of my own intention, more so than everything else. And I think I kind of just needed that time to really trust my own intuition. But now I am excited to just blend back in some moon things with my crystals, and I figured why not leave my like angel and tarot decks out. So this morning I'm going to show you a little bit of what my morning routine looks like, because that's when I do a lot of my spiritual practice. That's when most of it happens during the day. So I do some journaling. I usually pick a deck of cards, do a little card reading for myself. Sometimes I do a mini card reading in my Instagram story. If you guys follow me there, you are probably familiar with that. Usually I'll just pick like a crystal or two that I feel connected with. I will just pull out my journal and start writing. Usually for my journaling, I've built it into a habit, so I do it every day. And sometimes I'll just write about what's on my mind, things that have been happening so that I can process them. But if I feel like I don't know what to write, then I'll just start by writing a list of everything that I'm grateful for. And I don't usually put a number to it. Like I won't write 10 things that I'm grateful for. I will just write until thoughts stop coming. And that helps me really set the mood for the day. So if you need a tip on journaling, it is definitely that. Journal prompts are a great way to get started, but I really think just writing out your thoughts and anything that's on your mind so that it can get out of your brain and onto paper is so hugely helpful, even if it's bullet pointed rather than, written out in like full sentences, if that is not your thing. So I'm just gonna take you guys along with me and show you what I do.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me.
This clearly is one of the first decks that I was most connected to. It's all worn because I threw it in like every backpack and purse that I carried everywhere all the time. They actually don't make this anymore because Doreen Virtue, who's the person who created this card deck and so many card decks, she actually like denounced spirituality, and now this deck, the last time I saw it on Amazon, it was like over $50. So if I can find it, I will link it for you, but I am gonna link like all of my other decks, my favorite decks for you from Amazon. But I still do just have a really soft spot in my heart for this one because it's what taught me how to use cards, and using cards is really one of the main ways that I learned to trust my intuition and just learn to receive guidance, because you pull a card and then you can allow yourself to kind of interpret it and what it means for you and what it would mean in your life, and then of course you have like a little book to help you out and gain some more perspective. So
Forever free, you and me, meant to be in the great outdoors. Forever free. Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
All right, last night was the actual full moon, and now everything's all charged up. I just love my crystal collection so much. I put my angel and oracle cards out here this month just because why not? I also have these sprays that I made with my friend Erin. We Reiki'd them and we just put our intentions into them, and we use some essential oils that line up with the intention. So this is the spray for strength, so I'll either spray it on myself or just around the room. This is the spray for abundance, so I labeled it with 8s to add in some more energy. And this is the spray for love. This is a money spray that I bought from a crystal shop. So they'll do the same thing when they make sprays that people sell. So we decided just to make our own. There are lots of different ways to make them. You can do, you know, using full moon water and like casting all sorts of spells all over them and putting crystal chunks in them. But we went the simple route. My belief around anything to do with anything spiritual is that it's all about your intention, and that's the most important part. So none of this could work if you don't believe that it will work or, you know, want it to work. So that's how it works. So something else that I've been considering really spiritual to me lately has been being intentional about my food and about cooking. I always thought of myself as someone who like hated cooking. I hated the stress that I put on myself when it came to cooking. If I was ordering food or doing something quick, I was thinking of it as more of like a treat, even if it was daily and consistent. So I wasn't worried about like what was going into it, but like old diet culture things would come up in me when I was cooking. And if I was using too much oil or too much butter or too many carbs or things like that, I would get stressed out and I would hate it. But now I've really started to enjoy like the art of putting food together. I'm not like a chef or a cook or an expert or anything like that, but I don't know, it's really been a time for me to connect to myself, connect to what is going into my body. And I'm not perfect about this in any way. Your girl still loves Uber Eats and Postmates, but on the times that I feel inspired to just start playing around in the kitchen, I do. So this morning I'm gonna be making some like banana oat pancakes. I'm gonna show you how I make it so that you can make them for yourself if you would like. And really just the main thing that I try to do when I'm cooking and trying to be intentional and allowing it to be sort of this spiritual connection practice is just think about what this food is going to be doing for me, right? I get intentional about it. I put, you know, as cheesy as it sounds, it's like putting love into the food, just doing it and knowing that I'm doing something good for my body, something that's fun for me, something that's gonna taste really good and light up all of my senses. And that's really what it means to put love into food. But this is a recipe that I enjoy. I just peel a banana and I put it in a bowl. So like this, obviously. And then I just smash it up And it looks like this. And obviously if you guys have like a food processor or something, you can totally use that. And then I crack in 2 eggs, whisk them up. I'm going to be adding some oats to it. You don't have to do that. I usually don't, but for some reason today I'm just feeling like I want some like extra like carby stuff. These are the oats that I have right now. So I just eyeball everything that I do. People on TikTok are always asking me for recipes. I don't do recipes, but I just kind of like sprinkle it in until it feels like enough. And this is what we've got. Just to mix it up. So when I'm planning to eat these like with yogurt on top or maybe just like some fruit, today I'm going to be putting syrup on top of them. But if I wasn't going to be doing that, I would add some sweetener like directly to this batter here, whether it was syrup or stevia or sugar, whatever you've got, because they're not very sweet as is. But since I'm going to be putting some sweetness on top, it's not necessary. What I'm also going to do is make like a little topping today. That I used to do every day, and I do more so just like weekly now or whenever I feel called to. Sometimes it's more frequent, sometimes it's less frequent. I think that goes with any sort of like routine that you are in, especially when it comes to spiritual things. I really just feel into what I need at that time, and sometimes it happens all the time, sometimes it happens very rarely. I'm talking about smoke clearing. So here I have some sage and a Palo Santo stick. I just burn it and I move it throughout my apartment. I will show you what I mean in a moment. And I just really cleanse the energy from the apartment. That's what sage specifically is all about, is cleansing old energies, releasing old energies. And you may have heard of this before as smudging, and I did used to call it and refer to it as that myself just because that's what I had always heard. However, I did a little bit more research kind of recently and realized that smudging is a very cultural thing specific to, you know, certain cultures, and it involves like the growing of the herb and like a much deeper practice that I know that I don't have any understanding of, and most likely anyone watching this YouTube video or the majority of people watching this video don't have an understanding of. So we call it smoke clearing, and you can use all sorts of different things. There are all sorts of different smoke clearing kits that you can get online. I will link some from Amazon below, but I start with sage because, like I said, that clears out negative energies. And then I like to go through with Palo Santo. This one actually, I don't know if you can like tell now, but it has like the moon phases on it. I bought this from Fractalista Designs. I will link that as well below for you guys. She etches all of her things, and I love this one. And Palo Santo is really about like positive energy, bringing in positive energy. So I will light this usually after the sage just to call in some positive spirits, positive guides, positive things, all the good feels. And along with using these just kind of like in a daily, day-to-day basis, I also use them before and after coaching calls. Whenever I'm feeling like a weird energy, I'll sage myself, and I can show you guys that in a minute as well. with the Palo Santo energy is call in abundance, and abundance of all things, right? Abundance of money, abundance of love, abundance of understanding, abundance of everything. When you're lighting this, by the way, it's easiest if you get like, if you burn it enough to get like a flame to catch on it. There we go. It's also easy to like light by sticking it into a candle and holding it in that flame. We just let it burn for a minute. And then in order to call in some abundance, I like to do like figure eights in a circle around me, just to call in all of the good vibes, all of the abundance. It's like an infinity symbol, right? So I just kind of start figure eighting and move in a circle and just do whatever feels right with this. Like, you might sometimes feel called to like be a little bit more wiggly and dancey. You might feel called to kind of like really act like you're like erasing things. Like, just let it flow through you. There's no wrong way to do it. All right, loves, thank you for watching this vlog. Let me know which of these routines or rituals you are going to include into your daily, weekly, or monthly routines, and what you would like to see next. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss all of the things coming, and I will talk